question, then we're going to go to this Q&A session. If you came yesterday, you had choir event, you had leadership, you had colors, you had protocol, you had social networking. Who went to those sessions, those education sessions? How did y'all feel about those sessions? They were good. All right. This was the first year that we did anything like that on Friday. And a lot of that stuff comes from just being around the motorcycle set, but putting in some phone calls to everybody to see what people want to hear, see what people want to learn, see what people want to get. Also, I hope some of these presidents and vice presidents have their people out for some of these other sessions, such as grant writers, sponsorship, how to do a 501c3, all that stuff, because you know all them going on as we in here. We have all these different breakout sessions where you got the treasurer, you got the secretary, you got the PRO, the business manager. So a lot of our people is going over there, the road captains, sergeant at arms. They're over there in those breakout sessions. These breakout sessions are taught or brought to you guys so you can learn. Not just give front runners, the stunners, we got the whole 9 yards, tourist ones, street. We don't want to put what we do, but we want to tell you what we see and what we think works. Not what we do, because everything that you do don't work. But you have to sit back and understand that because you did it, that was a learning curve. Even if it worked or it don't work, you learn from it. And you continue to grow and you continue to move forward. So, but I want to say this to Glow. Y'all get ready to do this PRO next year. Y'all got something, y'all got to goddamn come and do better than Atlanta. I want to see what y'all gonna do. But call people. When y'all get ready to leave here, y'all make sure y'all get with me so you get the card. Make sure you get one fish card. Make sure you get a Starters card. Make sure you get Snowman card. Make sure you get the one before that, where Clutch and Burn, where Beast go. Make sure you get their card. You need to talk to these people about how the PRO should be done, because you've been there and you don't know some of the things from the background. You need to make sure that PRO has the opportunity to be the best PRO that possible. That's what you need to do. Because if you don't, then you can fall flat on your face. Because there's a lot of work into this event, and you got to make it right. So I hope everybody here is still enjoying themselves tonight. If y'all heard DJ Sense last night, wow. D-Mac, can you talk? D-Mac, he was handling that microphone last night. Of course, you know, he was radio station down in Watertown. So he down in one of Roberts, he came up and put his 2 cents in and helped us out to make this party even better. But tonight, this thing gonna be off the charts. We want everybody to enjoy themselves. So as you stand up and you ask your question, I'll make sure I give this mic to anybody who you're asking that question to. Or if it's an open question, we'll just pass it along. All right? Any questions? What we got? Yes, ma'am.
The statement that I made was that presidents and vice presidents, you need to let your members know that this is not a paid vacation. It's a lot of information that's being passed along. And yesterday there was an important female breakout session. There were not nearly as many females in there as there were in the hallway. And they missed a lot of good information. So I wanted to say. Quiet Storm, Extraordinary Women out of Delaware.
Did we touch all 50 states or what? We got people everywhere. But when you stand up and you get ready to ask your question, make sure you identify yourself, where you're from. We like to hear that kind of stuff. But she's absolutely right. And stand up when you get ready to do it. But also, at that club, we've been going through this thing for 8 years. Every year, we make sure every officer in our club is a part of the breakout sessions and the entire convention. If you don't do that as a president and make sure that takes place, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not teaching the people. We got 2 forms that teach, well actually 3, no, there ain't 3. You got 3 forms that really teach your club what to do. Teach your club what to do. Make sure you get somebody there. Have support. Make sure they learn what they need to learn. Send those people. You know, everybody, you know, pro and BTC, they got a little issues, but that's another form where you can learn stuff from. I've been the last 2 years. They only been around 2 years. They go in 2 weeks. You're going to go to Dallas and go there. Enjoy. It's all about learning. It's not about who like who like what. It's about learning. Next question. God damn, they covered everything. They covered it all.
What's up, everybody? First of all, I want to say I'm D-Mac, the notorious for the Warner Robins Georgia chapter, and I want to say thank you to each one of these people on this panel because I learned a lot just by listening to them as potential, making me a better president and also my peers. No one's job is more important than the next person in here, but one thing that I'm sure that was touched on yesterday, I wasn't able to make the protocol meeting, but I know in my area, we have 1% of clubs of another race. The Outlaws and all of their support clubs. And I think it's important that everyone knows how to interact with them as you see them out and about in the streets. And if I may ask, Mr. Bolo, can you touch base on that today in reference to how we should carry ourselves when we run across, per se, the Outlaws, the Black Pistons and so forth? Because I've been in some situations where out of respect for them, whatever the case may be, but when it gets back to the outcast, it's completely different. It's completely different. So if you will, sir, can you touch bases on that?
I'm gonna let Hardcore do this because I can speak for Georgia, but he can handle it better because all y'all are from Georgia, so what we do here might not be a hill of beans to y'all where y'all from. So I'm gonna let Hardcore deal with this international level.
One of the biggest issues, big issue, by the way, for those of you kids, is how do you approach these clubs, or how do you deal with these clubs when you approach buying? One of the things that we run across all the time is we get calls about you guys being out and about, and a white 1% club approaches you. The fact of the matter is they warrant, they want the respect. You don't just become a 1% club overnight, as you all well know that. You don't just become and appear out of nowhere as an outlaw motorcycle club. So this is not one of those things where you need to go around kissing our asses or anybody else's asses. Respect is due to a dog. The same respect that you give them, they need to be giving you as well. But it's about how you deal with things. Most of this problem comes from how you set up initially in the first place. If you've done the right thing, if you've done what's required by protocol to become a motorcycle club, normally there isn't a problem. It's usually just to see you at the gas station. Hey, well, you guys never seen you around before. You can introduce yourselves, and they say, well, normally they'll ask you, and I'm just going to use this area for example. They'll say, you know the outcast? And it's either going to be a yeah or a nay. What we run into a lot of times is, you might know somebody in the outcast, you might know who somebody is, and they'll say, yeah, I know Bolo. The fact of the matter is, you don't know Bolo. You heard of, you might have seen Bolo somewhere before, or you've heard somebody mention Bolo's name. The problem is that person sometimes will tell you, hey, get on the phone and call him if you know him. Otherwise, take that shit off your back and get out of my area. I think we've answered this question about a million times back today out there. How do you deal with these clubs when you're approached by them? The bigger thing is this. If you do things by protocol in the first place, it's really not an issue that you're going to have to be concerned with. But when and if you don't, it speaks volumes for how you need to get your shit together. Adhere to protocol basics. Go back and talk to somebody about getting established so you can be recognized as a motorcycle club. When you are recognized as a motorcycle club in your area by the local dominant, by these councils that are established, you stand a better chance. Your survivability rate is that much greater, and having those relationships is that much greater when you just simply go by protocol basics. It's that simple. Is that clear enough? Does everybody understand? One of the biggest mistakes that get made, I'm telling you, we get these calls all the time about, hey, the Black Pistons just rolled up on us. Well, if you did things the right way, the Black Pistons would already know who you are. It's that simple.